Good morning, friends. Welcome to our series of financial planning and control systems, 8th lecture, where we will have our focus on ROI and EVA, return on investment and economic value addition. Friends, last 7 lectures we have seen goal, then goal congruence, then we have seen profit center, expense center, and the transfer pricing. Today we will be looking at investment center, ROI, and EVA. Friends, here investment center, normally we focus on the company's profitability, profit before tax, EBITDA. But if you want to look at in a percentile term or a percentage term, you will have to work down to the ROI. The ROI is a measurement where every investment center is to be evaluated. So in ROI, there are two concepts. One is the ROI and second is the economic value addition. Both are having its own relevance. If let us take one example of one company where 500 is a share capital, that is investments, and we have around 700 rupees is the asset. Some are the current assets and some are the fixed assets. So, and this company is having the profitability of say 100 rupees as a profit on a revenue of 1000. So its capital charge, which is the 10% is the cost of capital. So it is 50. So if you reduce this capital charge of 50 from 100 profit before tax, it will be a EVA, that is 50 rupees. It is an absolute term. In absolute term, this company is contributed to economy as rupees 50,000. Similarly, the ROI here is 20%. But look at friends, if this company, the present value of this capital, for example, this investment which he has done, the present value, if he is not ignoring, and this present value is, say, for example, 1000. So on 1000, it will be a 10% capital charge. It will be 100 here, and there is 0 in the economic value addition. So although the company is earning 10%, in our revised example, it will be 10% ROI, but it is not contributing to anything to the economy. It is what the beauty of this, our friend, the EVA. What is the difference in ROI and EVA? In ROI is a ratio, and the numerator is profit before tax, and the denominator is the asset employed. EVA is absolute term rather than the ratio. It is found by subtracting the capital charge from the net profit ratio, net operating profit. EVA is conceptually superior to ROI, but ROI is more likely used in the business than the EVA because it is very simple to understand by the entrepreneurs. And in India, we have so many owner and firm where the ROI is basically a key indicator whether how much I have earned by investing some money into a business. If we look at the EVA versus ROI, 3 apparent benefit of an ROI measure. One, it is comprehensive measure in that anything that affect financial statement is reflected in this ratio. So it is profit before tax is the numerator and the denominator is our investment. So everything and anything is covered. ROI is easy to calculate, easy to understand, and meaningful in absolute sense, and it is common denominator that may be applied to any organizational unit responsible for the profitability, no matter what is the size of the business. ROI data is available for competitor that can be used as a basis for the comparison. Absolute value of EVA does not provide any such kind of the comparison. There are 3 reasons, friends. I will explain you with an example why to use EVA. One, with EVA, all business units have the same profit objective for comparable investments. So let us take an example, friend. There are 2 business A and business B. The manager of business A keep on investing into a business, looking at the future. Manager of business B is using the same investment because his KRA is set for the more and more the profit from the business. So if manager A, if it is investing more and more, his EVA will be lesser because we reduce capital charge. And in the case of manager B, we are not we are not investing, so he is not investing, so the capital charge will be less. So he is present profit of manager B is higher, but the future profit will not be higher because he is focusing on the short-term goal at the cost of the long-term goal. Similarly, manager A is focusing on the long-term goal and he is sacrificing his short-term KRA or short-term performance, etc. So EVA can be modified by not investing or by investing into a capital asset. Second example, manager B also he can also increase EVA by selling off some of the investment which are not generating the good ROI. So if he sell those assets which is generating very less ROI and keeping his profit before tax intact, then also his EVA will increase. Lastly, ROI is still better as compared to EVA because everybody understand ROI. In EVA, there are different type of investments. So people are using different type of the capital charge, cost of capital on the EVA, and hence it is not comparable. Although there are some disadvantages to use of EVA and ROI, still ROI is better to understand in today's scenario. But if you look at from the management perspective, if you are able to calculate and judge properly and understand properly, then EVA is better way of calculation to understand that whether the business is growing or business is not growing. Thank you, friends. With this, we are we are like closing this chapter of ROI in EVA because this is a very small chapter as of now in our whole FPCS curriculum or whole FPCS what we have targeted as a playlist videos. Next lecture come up with the nature, techniques and steps for strategic planning. So thank you, friends, for patient hearing, and we will be like releasing another video in the next week. Thank you very much.